Hey guys, I also wanted to talk about the key ingredients for change. You may have noticed in yourself and others that often there is talk of change. Something might be said like, I should quit smoking, I should start going to the gym, I should start improving my diet. But yet, no change happens physically through the body. Change happens when the mental realization for change is combined with a viscerally, bodily felt sense also that change is needed. That gap between the body and the mind accounts for the talk of change, but not its implementation. And so, what we realize then, deeply in both the mind and the body, is this, that the benefits of changing really do surpass the benefits of not changing. There is a flip side to both. When we change, then that means that we are willing to go through some pain because we are breaking out of the comfort zone, which is a very important concept for this topic. And the benefits of not changing is to keep ourselves in our comfort zone and to sustain the pleasures or feelings of safety that we get from not changing. And so when we change, we're enlarging the comfort zone via stepping out of it. We are exploring new territory. We get into the unknown, we make it more known, and this gets included into the comfort zone, which expands. And then, kind of like an adventurer or sort of hero, we seek out further change in further reaches of the unknown. So we can make change a habit of our being, something that we implement on a sort of daily basis. If we were to stop that habit of embracing change, what happens is the comfort zone gradually shrinks again, and we get more comfortable into a certain set of behaviors and patterns and the payoffs that they give us. Oh, sorry, a lot of insect on my hand then. So here are the key ingredients for change in my view that I feel are essential. Number one, you will need to believe that change is possible. If we don't believe that change is possible, how can we possibly set about making a change? What would motivate us to make that change, you know? And so often there are some people, and no doubt you've came across them, who deny the possibility of change in certain aspects of their life. And you may have noticed in those people as well that they really do fail to make a change, and this belief that change isn't possible is deeply connected with that outcome. Secondly, to implement a change, we are doing what I talked about in the previous video, a pattern break. We make a shift in our routines, our behaviors, and our thoughts that diverge from the pattern that we've been sustaining in the comfort zone. And again, introducing these new elements can feel discomforting at first. So we need to be willing to do, think, and feel something new to implement a change. And this can happen inwardly through an inner realization. A lot of change comes from within, but it can also mean implementing new habits from the outside. You might start going on walks or runs, going to the gym, or starting like a gratitude practice or a journal, for example. The inside and the outside are always interacting together, so either of these approaches is fine. Third is that we celebrate our changes as they're happening. Oftentimes, people fail to ultimately make a change because they have a relapse or they fall back into the same patterns, and in seeing this, they may go back to point number one, that the change isn't possible, and therefore they stop. And what can really help with this is taking a bigger picture view of the change that we're implementing. If we have some more patience, change can work more gradually rather than suddenly. You see in people that try to quit a habit called turkey that they often relapse. But a more gradual pattern of change is oftentimes more sustainable. So, we can expect these ups and downs in the patterns that we're trying to change. And if we take that big picture view, we can see that we really are changing bit by bit, which gives us hope and motivation to carry on the change that we're seeking to make. This works quite a bit like the stock market. If you take a big picture view of the stock market over the course of decades, while there are fluctuations up and down, the overall pattern is one of an upward shift. And the same is true for most people and the habits and new behaviors that they're seeking to implement. So when we're in the process of changing and dealing with the discomfort of stepping out of our comfort zone, we can also find cause for hope and celebration in the little things that are changing and understand that we are taking part in a bigger process. When we focus on the process rather than the result, we find more cause for optimism. And I feel that these are three really key and important changes. And on a fourth note, linked to point number 2, is that we commit to change in mind and in body. That commitment looks again like new behaviors. So we need to substantiate our commitment and believe in it. This is almost like a combination of all the points, really. So when we keep our commitments to the best that we can, then we can keep the process of change going. Just to give one example of what commitment looks like in the context of these 3 points, you might find that you wake up and what you planned to do was to go on a run that day, but you don't really feel motivated to do it, so instead you go for a walk or a shorter run than you normally would. This is still a celebratable thing, a concrete action that is changing our thoughts and our state is still happening. And so when we commit to change in the sense of our intention and doing the best we can every day, we're still taking part in this very worthwhile process. So yeah, those are my thoughts on the key ingredients for change. If you have any comments or suggestions or questions, do let me know. They'll be gladly received. Okay, take care guys, have a great day.